business do you have doing that, Lindsay? Lindsay. What's up, y'all? It's your girl W.O. and you're tuned into the W.O. Show. I guess we're back. Married at First Sight, Season 10, Episode 11. Last time I did my review based on how the episode flowed. This time around, the episode wasn't that eventful, so I'm just gonna go couple by couple. First couple I'm gonna talk about is Austen and Jessica. Austen and Jessica are doing great. Austen is so thoughtful. I said it in my last review that he's, just so thoughtful. He's always looking for ways to show that he cares for Jessica. This episode, they do a hand mold activity that he bought. And something that I wonder about Jessica is like, what type of men are you used to dating? Because she saw the hand molding idea as goofy and silly, whereas I thought it was pretty cute. I thought it was really cute and thoughtful. Borderline romantic, but I thought it was really, really thoughtful that he came up with the idea of doing something that would be memorable for them, and if it came out good, that they can actually put on display in their home. And it did turn out to be something really cool, actually, and I'm not gonna lie, I would probably do that in the future with my own husband, God willing. God willing. Next, they went out to dinner, and Jessica's still caught up on the whole, are you gonna tell me you love me by the time we're finished with this experiment? How are you feeling now? Do you love me now? She's almost doing what Greg did last season with Deanna and Greg, where Greg was always trying to check the temperature with Deanna, and Deanna was just kind of like, yeah, I need to move at my own pace, and I'm doing the best that I can. Be patient with me, but also stop pushing, just be natural. And I think that in so many ways, Austen is asking the same of Jessica, because Jessica is, I don't know, she's just really caught up on the idea that Austen may or may not be able to say the words, I love you, by the end of the experiment. And Pastor Cowles has spoken on it. I think it's just goes without saying. I would think that this is an 8-week process, and it's not your typical dating experience. It's not your typical marriage experience. So to expect that someone will just speed up their emotions or speed up the process of getting to a certain place is just unrealistic. And I think that because Austen is already showing different expressions of love, he's, being very thoughtful. He's doing all these different things to show you that he's in this, he is in it. And I understand needing the confirmation, verbally, tell me this. I understand that. But I think Jessica needs to just relax. That was basically Austen and Jessica, nothing really too eventful for them. Next, Derek and Katie. Katie really annoys me. I don't know. Something about her just really irritates me. This episode, she is, once again, even though they said they were going to completely stop talking about the whole I love you or I don't love you conversation, somehow it's brought up again. And Katie says, you know what, I want to keep my townhouse because I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket and have you, peace out. And Derek didn't take too well to that. He wasn't too fond of that idea. And I guess it, brought up an argument, and he ended up saying something that was very disrespectful, and he tried to blanket it by saying, no offense, but no, I'm sorry. No offense, but F you. You still said the words F you to me, your wife. I'm your wife, and you're telling me F you. You are mad. You are mad. Because for me, cussing is already something kind of cringy to me. When I see couples cussing at each other, I don't know, it just makes me cringe, because I'm just like, how can those nasty words come out of your mouth towards somebody who you claim to love? I don't know. I just don't understand that. That's just not how I roll. And that is definitely a boundary for me personally. So Katie discovered this episode that that's actually a boundary for her. She never knew that. Maybe in past relationships she's never encountered that, or maybe it never triggered her in a way that this specific situation triggered her. But she does say, I learned a new boundary for myself is, saying something like F you. I can't have my spouse saying that to me. And I am here with her because me as your wife, you are telling me F you. That's all. I'm not even going to speak on it. So they get to dinner. Katie's ready to talk about the situation. Derek's kind of like, look, I'm not trying to kill the vibes. It's a good night. Like, we're trying to, you know, have this romantic month anniversary dinner. And Katie's like, look, I need to talk about this. Like, I need to get this out. And it comes out that they had this whole argument via text. I guess, you know, we millennials have a tendency to use text as our primary source of communication. If it were me and our Katie, I feel like I would have been like, after a certain point in the conversation, we're just missing each other. So you know what? When we see each other, we'll talk more. And when they actually sat down and spoke at the dinner, Katie let him know, look, you saying this to me, that's a no-go. It triggered certain things. That's why I responded the way I responded. And Derek, you know, was able to accept, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, he tried to like argue it by saying, well, I did say no offense. No, you said the words and you said no offense because you knew what you were going to say was terrible. So no. But, you know, they make up or whatever. They have a good dinner. They end up going back to the house, and Derek had prepared a nice presentation for Katie. He got her tickets to see her favorite musician. He got her like these collages of photographs, a photo album that he compiled. He's contacted her family and, you know, gotten these photographs of her as a child. And he, you know, tells her, look, my family is your family and vice versa. Like, we're integrated now, and I just wanted to show you that, you know, I'm accepting this whole process as, you know, what it's supposed to be. And Katie is totally here for it. She breaks down, she's crying, she's so grateful to Derek for doing something so thoughtful. And to me, that's the stuff that really matters in these moments of the process. I don't think in this 8-week process they have to say I love you or else they have to divorce. Like, no. Look at Deanna and Greg from last season. They stayed together past the 8-week experience, even though neither one of them had said I love you to each other. It wasn't until the reunion that we heard, oh, Deanna actually ended up being the first one to say I love you to Greg, and it just came out. It wasn't a planned, okay, today, April 3rd, 2017, I'm gonna tell Greg. She just said it in a moment where she felt it. And I think that that's something Jessica should just kind of take in. Katie and Derek end up taking a awkwardly, looks uncomfortable bubble bath in their bathtub. I'm sorry, but that, I can't. I would have been like, can I bleach the tub and like scrub it down before we get in here? But that's just me. I just have like the heebie-jeebies when it comes to certain things. And then they had food in the bathroom. Like, they had the chocolate covered strawberries setting on, it looked like setting on the toilet bowl. Like, the toilet seat was closed and bowl was closed, but it looked like they had the tray on it. Either that or on the wastebasket in the bathroom. Either one, no. Next, Taylor and Brandon. Taylor basically asked Brandon if he wants to meet up at the nail salon so that they can, you know, talk about things and see where they're at. And he just basically dismisses it as, well, glad that we had this conversation on camera. Again, alluding to the fact that she's just not being genuine. She's only here for the camera. She's only here to be on television and get her Instagram following up. Like, that's been his whole thing with her from the moment he had a conversation with her. And I think that he's just checked out, completely checked out. She asked, do you want to be friends? Like, can we try being friends? And he's like, no. So I think that's really it for them. I hope that's it for them, because honestly, Taylor, even though she did the whole written apology thing, to me, it also felt very ingenuine. If I'm gonna hash out my differences with you, I will maybe sit down to lunch with you or invite you over the house. Like, can we sit down and talk together? Mess, hot mess, throw it away. Please don't ever return to our TV screens until the reunion, but we'll see. Next, Mika and Michael. Oh my gosh, I don't know why. I don't know why Michael amuses me so much. Like, this couple is just so bizarre to me, because from day one, I'm looking like, how did they even match these two people? Like, how did they even get Mika and Michael and say, yes, these two, They ought to be together. Mika just seems like she has RBF. She just is in a constant state of, and I understand because I've been told in the past that I too have RBF, and it's something that I was completely unaware of. Like, I thought I was just existing, just being out here. And I would have people constantly coming up to me like, why are you so angry? Why are you frowning? Why are you so mad? And I'm like, must I go around smiling all the time? Like, it's for you to know that I'm okay, for you to know that I'm happy. Why can't I just be here? So I'm not mad at Mika if that's just her face. But it seems almost like she's just constantly sulking. Even her posture is just like slumped. And Michael, on the other hand, is like on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. He's like, okay, so I'm ready to make breakfast for you. Do you want a mimosa? Do you want orange juice? I'm gonna make bacon. Do you want this or that? And I'm like, Michael, did you even ask this woman if she wants to eat breakfast at all? Like, we saw on the honeymoon that he was all about his breakfast. He made it very clear, like, breakfast is the most important meal of the day for me. Like, he even ordered breakfast for her before they even left to the honeymoon. Before she even woke up, he even ordered breakfast for her, and she didn't ask you to do that. Even, you don't even know what she likes to eat. But that's something for him. He does explain that, you know, his ties to breakfast and cooking breakfast and all that come from his childhood. He has very fond memories of cooking breakfast with his grandmother. So cool, all well and good. But I don't think Michael ever stopped to ask Mika, are you hungry? Like, just something very simple, very basic. Are you hungry? Because I would like to make breakfast for you. If you've already waited till she was up, awake, why didn't you just ask her, oh, are you hungry? Do you want to eat? So now Mika's sitting there kind of force feeding herself because she was not even hungry in the first place. Meanwhile, Michael's like, and he's just on and on and on. And something that I noticed about the both of them is they both do something that I think is absolutely hilarious to me. Whenever they are doing well or on good terms, Michael is talking, and Mika's just kind of like, yeah, same. Like, what is going on here? When Mika is upset, she does the same thing. And I thought, and this, and this, and this, and this, and da 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 da. And Michael's sitting there like, their communication is very bizarre to me. I don't know how they see the possibility of them even becoming romantically, like, really into each other. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But so they're still sitting down, they're eating, and Michael's continuing to talk about, okay, so when it comes to making grits, I like my grits sweet, sugar, like, you know, I like to add sugar to my grits. I know some people like to add like savory things. Like, are you a sweet or savory grits person? And again, he's just saying a lot of things, and he didn't even do the most basic thing before he started going on and on and on and on about grits. He didn't even ask her, do you like grits? Do you eat grits? Because Mika's response to all his enthusiasm over grits was, I don't eat grits. And I'm not even mad at her because he's doing a lot, and I get it. He's so excited. He's happy. He's in a good mood. Things are going better than they have been for them. But again, you didn't even think to ask your wife, do you like breakfast? Would you like to eat breakfast now? I'm cooking. I would love to cook for you. Later on, they go on what seemed like a little chartered boat to celebrate their month anniversary. They have their pictures from the package that they received from the experts. So they're looking through their pictures and all of that. And they finally go to exchange gifts. Mika gives him a package of ties that she had failed to wrap up in any type of like nice gift wrapping. She didn't even buy a small gift bag and say, let me just put some small tissues in here and present it nicely. No, I don't even think the tag was off of the item. She just was like, I got you these because I know you said that you feel sexiest when you're wearing a suit or getting dressed up. So Michael's appreciative of the gift. He said, thank you, you know, this is really nice. Then it comes time for him to give his gift. And he's Yeah, so when I thought about getting you your gift, and then I also knew that gifts are good because gifts are from God and God is good all the time. Like, he was just talking and talking, and Mika's just sitting there, like, awkwardly, like, and I'm like, come out with it. What are you saying? Say what you need to say. And he's going through his phone. Yeah, so my gift to you. And he finally comes out and says, I know how much you like swimming with dolphins, so I booked us a trip to Jamaica so we could swim with the dolphins. Make up for the vacation that we should have had for our honeymoon that didn't really go over well. I don't buy it. I don't believe him. Where is the tickets? Where is the evidence? I need evidence. I need solidified something that says Mika, whatever, whatever, Jamaica, November 2020. Like, I need something tangible for me to be able to say, oh my God, and give you the reaction that you think you're supposed to be getting right now. Because I just don't buy it. Even though when he was scrolling through his phone, I thought he was going to be scrolling through his phone so that he could pull something up to show her, like, this is what I got for you. Or these are your tickets. Look at, this is where we're going. This is the, and he even said, I found an excursion online. And I almost feel like he found like a Groupon and thought of the idea of, oh, this would be nice. But I don't think he booked it. But it's not for me to believe. It's up to Mika. She even said, look, if this is real, this is awesome. I just hope it's real. Last, but absolutely not least, Zach and Mindy. So Zach and Mindy, they go ice skating because Mindy invites Zach to go ice skating. And something that I noticed before Mindy even mentions it later on in the episode, Mindy seems to always be the one contacting Zach to do these little dates and things. So Zach and Mindy go out to dinner after their ice skating excursion, and Mindy's like, okay, so I gotta know what's up because you've yet to move in, you don't sleep over. What is it? Is there another woman? Are you gay? Like, and he's just like, no. And I am not mad at her because these are the same questions that I would have had from day 4. And Mindy's like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I just need to understand, like, what is going on. Then Zach comes up with this cockamamie excuse talking about, well, there's something that you've been untruthful about from day 1. Since the experts and your friends are all in on it and this and that. And she's like, what are you talking about? And he think hard, think really hard. I think we both know. And she's like, no, but I don't know. I really don't know what you're talking about. I haven't the slightest clue what you're talking about. And he just refuses to say it. And she even breaks the fourth wall and says, will you tell me off camera what it is? And no, I'm not going to say it. It's not my place to say it. Nope, it's absolutely your place to say it because you brought it up. So clearly you want to go there. So let's go there. And she's like, yes, if there's something, then call me out here right now. He refuses to do it. He says no. And she's like, all right, well, then you're a liar. You're lying. You're making something up and you have no proof of nothing. And he's like, okay, fine. I'll be a liar. I'll be that. And I'm like, nope. You're hiding something. You're covered. Either you are truly lying or it's not the biggest deal and you're trying to make it out to seem like this big thing, or you do have some information that, again, probably isn't like super deep and dark, but some information that you received from a source that you're trying to protect. You don't want Mindy to know how you received the information. And you know that if you tell Mindy what the information is, she will draw the dots, she will connect the dots and say, there's only one way you would have found out this information. And I know that one way, and I'm about to blow up all this whole thing. Mindy decides, you know what? You're blowing smoke. You're not about to keep dragging me left and right and messing with my feelings. She gets up and leaves, and I'm like, she gets home, she sees the basket of memories that the experts leave for her. She starts looking through and she calls Zach, hey, do you want to come over and look at it? He says, all right, cool. He comes over and they're going through and they're like, wow, this is really nice. We were so happy. They're looking at it and they're showing the pictures. And I'm just like, Zach was such an actor. He was such an actor that entire day, getting on his knee. Oh, will you marry me? All this stuff. And I knew it then that he was being a very good actor, but I don't understand how somebody can just behave that type of way. So finally, Mindy's like, okay, so about dinner, I know, it didn't end well, but I still need to understand what is this thing that you have over me, like that you want to talk about, that you don't want to talk about. He continues to no, 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 and deflect. And she's like, have you been talking to my friends? And finally, it comes out that yes, Zach has been in communication with one of her good friends, Lindsay. Lindsay, who was present at their wedding. Lindsay, who apparently, according to Zach, slid into his DMs, reaching out to him. Madame, what do you need to talk to my husband about that you cannot talk to me about? Why are you sliding into my husband's DMs? For what? Even if you heard through the grapevine, oh, they had a really big blowout fight. Is it my husband that you will go and talk to, or me that been your friend since God knows when? Like, it was totally bizarre to me. And Zach is just sitting there like, oh yeah, she was really hard on me. She's been really providing me insight when it comes to dealing with you. And, she's a person that I go to whenever we're having trouble to talk to about you. The way I will just scatter your entire life. It's me that you think I'm a fool. It's me that you see buffoon written across my forehead. So instead for you to come and talk to me directly, instead for you to resolve whatever issues you're having with me, you go and talk to Lindsay. Lindsay. That she doesn't even live in here. Lindsay. So Mindy's like, oh, so how did y'all meet? How did y'all get to talking? And he tells her, oh yeah, we met up on Instagram and and then we exchanged numbers and we talked on the phone like once, but we text here and there, but it's always about you. It's always about you. Every conversation we have is about you. I don't buy it, but that's the story he's telling. And so she's like, you don't even call me. Like, what do you mean you called her? You never call me. We don't even talk unless I initiate the conversation. You're never here. Like, how are you having this whole friendship with my friend? And when did you think it would be appropriate to tell me that you're developing and forming a friendship with my friend behind my back? I think that is the thing that is very shady and conniving. And you're sitting here telling me that I'm doing something shady? No, sir. She didn't say it like that, but she should have. So she's telling him all of that, and he's just kind of like, well, he had nothing good to say. So Mindy later on goes ahead and calls Lindsay and is like, hey, so when did you link up with Zach? And how long have you been talking? She basically goes on and asks Lindsay these same questions that she asked Zach, but Lindsay's answers are a little bit different. Lindsay claims that they talked on the phone more than once, more than twice. She claims that, yeah, their conversations are mostly about Mindy, but not always. She claims that he started to develop what she felt like was a friendship with her. He texted her good morning just this past Friday. Texted her good morning. I said, Mindy, you need to just tell this girl who she is, because if that were my own supposed friend telling me this information, I would have said, oh yeah, we're calling him right now on three-way telephone. I don't care how juvenile that sounds. We are calling him on three-way, and we will hash this out right now. Because what is this? You're telling me one thing, he's telling me the other thing. He's telling me it's one time, you're telling me it's 2 or 3 times. He's telling me it's all about me, you're telling me it's sometimes about me. You're telling me maybe we won't talk until after production. He's telling me, oh, she's very harsh to me. She's always on your side. She's always backing you up. We're going to resolve this thing right here, right now, because you are mad. You are truly a mad person that you think that I am the one that you're going to do this thing, playing this game around. And then Lindsay had the audacity to start crying. Well, I have this flaw about me where if I feel like I don't want somebody in my life, I delete them and I block them. And then what business do I have contacting my friend's husband, my friend's boyfriend, my friend's significant other? What business do you have doing that, Lindsay? Lindsay. And Mindy, God bless her. Truly, God bless her. And I mean that because even me, as someone who truly is trying to live this Christian life, I have work to do. This episode showed me that I have work to do. Maybe that's even why God has keeping me single to this day. I'm sure God is like, there's some wires that we need to tweak here and there in your brain because I was triggered. I was triggered when I saw the deceitfulness that Lindsay was doing. I was triggered. I said, that Lindsay, that snake, she has the audacity to come on my phone to be telling me stories, to be telling me, yes, I wish that to your husband on Instagram. Yes, because he said that he was crying about you. Unless I tell you, Lindsay, please, contact this my husband. Let him know X, Y, and Z. Unless I give you some type of direct request to reach out to my spouse, there is no reason. You don't even live here. You don't even live where we live for you to be in communication with him. So you went out of your way to search him on Instagram, request him, slide into his DM, exchange conversation, exchange information, exchange communication. And you are crying on my phone. I was triggered. I was triggered. Oh. Because God forbid the day that somebody will come and do some type of snake-like. Zach is very lucky. Lindsay herself, she's very lucky because I cannot wait to see how this gets resolved. I really cannot wait to see how this gets resolved because I was just so, like, even my whole body, I was just like, hey? So this, my friend from years and years and years ago, you are going behind my back and saying, oh, we're not going to contact each other until after production. Product who? Product what? Until after production. So you're even making plans and arrangements with him at this point while we're still married. Even if we decide to divorce, you're still making plans with him. And you're telling me, oh yes, he's a liar, he's a manipulator, you too, you are all of those things in one. The both of you, the two of you, in fact, you shall come together. Because the two of you, you're the same. I really am looking forward to how this gets resolved because golly. I hope you enjoyed this review of Married at First Sight. If you have yet to do so, subscribe to my channel. What is you doing? And of course, like, comment, and share with all of your fellow Married at First Sight viewers. And until next time.